It was a dark night on the last evening of camp. The distant sounds of the other kids cheerfully partying away was a faint whisper this far from the venue. By the cabins, everything was quiet. At least it should have been. We should have known what was coming. What fools we were. Surprise! We're getting into the inevitable camping episode, but this isn't your average everyday roughing it in the woods camping. This is summer camp. So grab your sunscreen and social awkwardness book, cause we're headed to the last day of camp. Yeah, I mean, why start at the beginning when the actual interesting story was on the last day? Alright, so I can't really confirm if anyone watching this has been to summer camps or not, so I'm just gonna start you off with the gist of it. You go to camp, spend some time on the beach or doing crafts, nearly get a stomach virus from the horrid food unless you have the foresight to eat only cereal, and on the last day there's a big evening shindig where everyone gets to hang out. Well, I went to one of those, and some interesting things happened around the time of the last day's party. Now, I said earlier that I'd only cover the last days, since they had the most interesting things happen, but I might cover the general experience of camp some other day if you all seem interested. And with that, I'd say let's get this story on the way. So on the last full day of camp, as opposed to the usual options of things we could do, like canoeing, archery, orienteering, or the beach, we were told instead to do a bit of preparation work for that evening's party. The gimmick was going to be that the entire party would be powered by solar cells that we'd spend the day charging, and the party would last till the lights went out, so the more we charged those, the longer we could party. And me, being the socially uncomfortable, soft-spoken nerd you're still probably getting to know via these videos, I decided to do some other job. I'm not the best with parties, and I wasn't really sold on making it last longer. So after a bit of debating between a few options, I decided to take the job of making costumes that the camp counselors would wear for that evening. You know, because why not? Now, I'm very much not a tailor, and the extent of my sewing skills cuts off at mending small tears, so due to my lack of foresight on what I have to do, I wasn't really helpful at all during that event, like basically 80% of the other people who chose to do that job too. Also, it didn't help that we barely even had that much fabric anyways, and I mean like barely anything, like really, pretty much just 2 squares of cheap felt. Couldn't even make some like ties or something. But about halfway through us not being able to do our friggin' job, a friend of mine had a classic so crazy it might work idea. Hey guys, what if we just paint tuxedo lines onto some trash bags and claim that it's the costume? I mean, we're already doing solar power, so let's just call it recycling. And we did, but we didn't have any paint, so it was more like a bit of paper markered on suit designs and some tape. Yeah. Then there was the party that night. It was pretty interesting. The event itself was honestly really lively, with some people cutting serious rug. I mean literally, this one kid had like a quarter of the dance floor to himself as they bust all of the moves. Though I was just over in the corner, casually discussing a topic I don't remember with my friend from earlier. But after my 16th cup of punch that night, my stomach, not at all surprisingly, started hurting. Having a serious stomach ache and with all the noise from the party making my head hurt a little too, I thought I'd just head back to my cabin and lie down for a bit. I wished my friend a good evening, told the well-dressed counselors where I was headed, and went off to the cabin. But when I got there, I noticed something strange 3 cabins down from ours. There was a group of girls running around TPing each cabin down the line, even the insides. Nobody else was in sight, and there were 4 of them getting fairly close. So in a moment of panic, totally forgetting about my stomach, I bolted back to the party, grabbed my friend, and pulled him back to try and save our beds from the same fate as the others. By the time we returned, they were halfway done with the cabin before ours, and it would be due to raid ours any moment. That's when my friend looked at me all dramatic-like and said, "Remember me?" And with that, he bolted into their view and yelled out that he caught them so they'd all chase him. "Hey! You just been got!"
Oh, shoot! We've just been got! Get him!
And chase him they did. But there were 4 of them and only 1 of him running, so he wasn't doing well. That's when, without thinking, I stepped behind them all and yelled, "They can't catch both of us!"
Gads! There's another one. No witnesses. Take him out.
3 of the girls turned around and went for me instead, leaving only 1 on my friend so he could get away. But as the others came after me, my stomach ache came back, so I knew there was no way I'd outrun them. and at the last moment before they had me, I dove into one of the cabins they already raided and was able to hide out where they couldn't see me. And after a few suspenseful moments, they left. Then with their group separated and found out, they kinda just gave up on the raid. But we told everyone the next day and considered ourselves heroes or something for the last morning. Though I'm pretty sure no one else was really all that impressed, you know, since we only really saved the cabins after our own. But yeah, that was a really fun day. Just goes to show you that sometimes a thing that you can easily see as bad or problematic can actually be quite enjoyable or a memorable moment later on down the line. And even though I would say that the rest of my time at camp was average to subpar, it was still able to be something that I can look back on fondly because of that one great moment. And most of that wasn't even at the actual party. We were able to make memories in a more unexpected way that the camp couldn't have planned for. And then I ate 4 donuts on the ride home to make up for all the times I only had cereal. Thanks to everyone for watching this, and especially thank you, Tabs, for being my first official collab partner. It means so much to me that you are willing to help out despite my channel still being really new. And now that my thank yous and gushing are done, I think I will leave you off now. See ya!